Welcome into Kolf Sports Center as we continue to get set for UW-La Crosse and UW-Oshkosh tonight. WIAC basketball, the conference opener for both teams, and we have a good one cooking up. 15th ranked UW-La Crosse off to a 10-0 start to start the season. Oshkosh at 6-5, some stumbles in non-conference play. But, Brian, when we look at this one, this should be a good one to crank things up.
Well, it should. Like you said, it's the 15th ranked team against the defending Division III national champions. So that there by itself. Then you look at the style of play. There are going to be a lot of threes. The pace is going to be up and down. Who's going to defend? Who's going to make shots? We're going to find out here soon.
A lot of guys from Northeast Wisconsin that I think you probably ran into during your days working with the Brian Butch basketball camps.
Yeah, I had a chance to see a lot of these guys. Looking forward to see them now play at the Division III level. Again, it doesn't matter what level you play the game at. You got to execute. We're going to see that tonight.
For La Crosse, they were last year's, busted things up. They snapped a 21-game winning streak for the Titans, and the lone WIC loss for Oshkosh this year came at the hands of La Crosse.
Yeah, and when you look at what La Crosse does, they want to get out and play. They've got 4 or 5 guys that are really good sharpshooters from outside. They're going to let it fly on the defensive end, or on the offensive end, but they're also going to defend at a high level.
Second in the country in three-point percentage at 44% coming in. As for Oshkosh, look, they've been tested this year. Yeah. You look at up and down the schedule, they've faced ranked teams, 2-1 in non-conference play. They're used to this here over the last couple of years.
Well, they've tested themselves, number one, but what I really like is, you've got a guy in Jack Flynn that was the outstanding player in the Final Four last year. He really has got to get himself going a little bit more. But I love what Coach has done. Coach Matt Lewis is challenging his guys early, because now the WIAC comes and you know what you're going to get.
So it should be a good one as we continue to get set. We'll have more coming up, including starting lineups, toss, and tap. That's all on the way. This is UW-Oshkosh basketball on thescorewi.com.
UW-Oshkosh Athletics. Champions train here. Learn here. Develop here. Live here. Champions win here. Titans are champions.
The WIAA, in conjunction with the Green Bay Packers, is determined to preserve the excitement of Friday nights on high school football fields across the state of Wisconsin. Contrary to how some reports misrepresent the data available, the risk of serious injury in high school football is less than it has ever been. With better teaching, better rules, and better equipment, the Green Bay Packers and the WIAA encourage participation in the nation's most popular sport because it's fun, it's educational, and it's safer than ever.
Oh, emojis! I thought the conversation just got dumber.
Ugh, internet trolls, just ignore them.
I like you just the way you are.
I believe in you! She's a hugger. Give her a squeeze.
Help up the hand.
Ah, there you go.
Thanks, mate.
You're killing it, Jane!
Good afternoon once again, and welcome to Kolf Sports Center as we get set for UW-La Crosse and UW-Oshkosh Titans basketball on thescorewi.com, UW-Oshkosh Titans.com as well. BJ DeGroat alongside former Wisconsin Badger, 10-year professional, current broadcast analyst here for us at the Score WI, the Wisconsin Herd, and now the Big Ten Network. When aren't you doing gainful, man?
Yeah, no, listen, I had a high school game yesterday with for you guys. Oshkosh North, Oshkosh West, boys, girls, doubleheader. So the thing about the game of basketball, I love it. We're going to have a great one tonight. You talk about the 15th ranked team in La Crosse in the country coming in here. You got the defending national champion in UW-Oshkosh. And by the way, it's WIAC play. Do you get any better than that when you just talk about it? And Division III basketball in the state of Wisconsin is the best basketball in Division III. So that's the thing that we're lucky about, is you get to watch the best Division III basketball in your backyard.
Yeah, certainly when you put up the WIAC against the conferences around the nation, it is, and it's across all sports, whether it's cross country, soccer, you name it, on the football side or the basketball side, the WIAC across the country is regarded as the best Division III conference. And for you, across all different levels, I mean, you see from high school to college to the pros, Brian, but basketball speaks the same language across all levels.
Well, it is. It's simple. Obviously, the speed changes. I would say that's the thing that the biggest adjustment is just the speed of the game. It's a little bit of the basketball IQ as well, knowing when to make plays. Last night in a high school game, you watch it and you realize, okay, that's probably not the right play at that time. Tonight we'll see some of those same things. But you also see that, with the Herd at the professional level, being able to coach those guys for 2 years. So it's all about knowing when and where to attack, knowing what your strength is. I always say stay in your box. And what does that mean? Well, do what you do really, really well. When you try to go outside of what you do, the results probably aren't going to be good. And I think that's the biggest thing. At a young age, if you're able to find out what your strengths are and you stay with that, you're going to have success. When you try to do 5 different things, you just become okay at them.
UW-La Crosse comes in a program best, ranked 15th in the country according to D3Hoops.com under head coach Kent Durbach. So a team that has not lost a game yet as they get through non-conference play unscathed. The only common opponent for these two teams throughout the non-conference play was Augustana. Both of these teams here today, UW-Oshkosh and La Crosse, defeated Augustana. It was the opener, the season opener for Matt Lewis and his squad as they took down and went through the Illinois Conference right away, and 2 really, really good teams to start the year for the Titans in Augustana and North Central. But it's been a little bit of a bumpy road for Oshkosh. That hasn't been the case the last couple of years.
Well, it hasn't. When you look at what they've done, obviously offensively they're averaging 84.4 points a game. They're shooting the ball well. They're at 35% from 3. Again, I think the biggest question is going to be on the defensive end. How are they able to defend? You look at what La Crosse does. They're averaging 76.6. They've done a good job of getting things going, but they're second in the country in three-point percentage at 44.4. How is Oshkosh going to defend the three-point line against UW-La Crosse? That's going to be a story that we're going to have to follow this game because it's going to be a big one.
And I mentioned bumpy. You look at the schedule that Coach Lewis and the Titans have put together. It was loaded with ranked teams. You were 2-1 if you're the Titans coming out of non-conference play against ranked teams. Those 2 wins over Augustana and North Central. But the lone loss against a ranked team was at Emory University as the Titans wrapped up their non-conference schedule down in Georgia with a couple of games in a tournament down there between Emory and LaGrange College. So now that that's done, and from your time playing, what changes? What switches now from the non-conference play to conference play?
No, for sure. And I think what everybody knows who you are and what you are. There are no secrets anymore. There are no options to figure out, we can do this different. You're going to go head-to-head, and you've got to figure out, and you've got to play better, and you have to execute. Your execution is what has to be better because you're not going to trick people. You're not going to, people aren't going to not know that you like to go to your left shoulder. When I put together my scouting report for this game, I look at it, I know what these guys do. If I know what these guys do, I can guarantee you the coaches on the other side know what they're doing.
Which makes it difficult, and I would imagine offensively we may see a little bit of a dip here as you get into conference play because both teams know each other. I know a few different faces and obviously a little bit different from last year, but like you said, nobody's going to know yourself better than your opponents here in conference play.
Well, and let's be honest with each other. When you talk about this, the coaching at this level, especially in this conference, I don't know if there's any better at the Division III level. Preparation, the scouting reports, all these things are put together. There are no secrets. So I'm looking forward to a good game. It should be. It's Alumni Day here at UW-Oshkosh. They got a lot of alums back in. And in general, just a really good to kick off WIAC play.
And I didn't do my due diligence to find out who ended up winning that game. We'll see if we can find that out before we get off the air today. Let's take a minute break. When we get back, we'll have starting lineups and then toss and tap here from Kolf Sports Center. It's WIC basketball. Titans taking on La Crosse. This is UW-Oshkosh basketball on thescorewi.com.
UW-Oshkosh Athletics. Champions train here. Learn here. Develop here. Live here. Champions win here. Titans are champions.
Oh, emojis. I thought the conversation just got dumber.
Ugh, internet trolls, just ignore them.
I like you just the way you are.
I believe in you. She's a hugger. Give her a squeeze.
Help up the hand.
Ah, there you go.
Thanks, mate.
You're killing it, Jane!
National anthem as we welcome you back inside Kolf Sports Center. BJ DeGroat, former Badger Brian Butch, alongside with me here this evening as the Titans get set to take on UW-La Crosse. Let's meet our starting lineups. First for the visiting Eagles of UW-La Crosse, 15th ranked Eagles, according to D3Hoops.com, under head coach Kent Durbach. 6'6" forward, the junior out of Milwaukee, Wyatt Cook. Ethan Anderson, the sophomore out of Black River Falls. He's your leading scorer this year at 18 points a game for UW-La Crosse. Luke Norsha at guard, a 6'1" senior, Highland Park, Illinois. Tarek Nessim, the 6'6" senior out of Mount Horeb. And Zach Hayes, a 6'3" senior out of Wrightstown. We saw plenty of Zach during his high school years at Wrightstown.
Yeah, you look at what Zach's done. Obviously, going Division II, Lindenwood, Missouri, then finding his way back to UW-La Crosse. Really good player and a guy that Oshkosh has to contain tonight.
So there's your starters for La Crosse. As for the Titans, it looks like this for head coach Matt Lewis. A little bit of a shakeup as David Vlothrow into the starting lineup, the senior out of New Franken, the 6'3" guard. Will Mahoney out of Appleton West. Eric Peterson, sophomore, 6'4" guard. And then the two big fellas up front, Adam Fravert, 6'8", senior out of Marshfield, and Jack Flynn, the 6'8", 240-pound senior out of Appleton West. Fravert just under 20 a game, Flynn at 14 a game, and Will Mahoney at 10.5. That's some pretty good Appleton West terror power from
It
Flynn
is.
and Mahoney.
Yeah, a former Appleton West terror myself. You got to enjoy that. Listen, what they've gotten from both those guys, I like, and I think one of those things, Jack obviously averaging 14 points, having a great time. You know, one of the things that he needs to do, look to be a little bit more assertive down low, kind of go about it. I think that's the exciting part, though, is this Oshkosh team is so balanced.
For the Titans on deck as well, they will have UW Platteville coming up on Wednesday. That's part of our next couple of broadcasts as we take a peek at that, our upcoming broadcast here on the ScoreWI.com, as well as UW-Oshkosh-Titans.com. You see it Wednesday, UW Platteville here for the men's side at 7:05. So you're getting two of the tougher teams, according to the coaches, coming in, and as records have played out, Platteville and La Crosse, two of the top teams in the WIAC coming in.
Yeah, no question. You look at what Platteville is expected to do and what they did last year, and this is what makes the WIAC so good. I can't emphasize that enough. You know, night in and night out, you've got to be able to bring it. We'll see that tonight here.
First women's game on January 11th as well. That's coming up as we have a slate of games that we tied in with UW-Oshkosh to bring your way here on the ScoreWI.com and UW-Oshkosh-Titans.com. Swarthmore, Emory, Wittenberg, Middlebury, and St. Thomas, your top 5 teams, according to D3Hoops.com, coming into this week. Titans receiving 44 votes. La Crosse, prior to their 3 non-conference wins at 15th, they actually probably should move up, as these, and the voting was done through games through December 15th. So depending on what happens here tonight, see them move up, could see Oshkosh move up as well.
And I think you'll continue to see that.
Yeah, I'm sure you will. All right, we are just about set. Toss, tap is controlled by the Titans, and we are underway from Kolf Sports Center. Will Mahoney with the opening possession. Fravert into the corner of Lothrow. And a reach-in foul, a quick one on Zach Hayes. Pick up his first, team's first. Just underway here from Kolf this evening. Good crowd on hand. One of the better venues in the WIAC. And the Titan bench already being told to sit down. Imagine you'll see that a couple of times both ways here this evening. WIAC conference opener. All 8 teams in action here tonight. A couple of 5 o'clock tips, couple of 7 tips. Here's
double
Flynn.
team. I was going to say double team comes right away. That doesn't surprise me. It was before the catch.
Flynn, the right-handed jumper, drops, and it's 2-0 Titans.
Well, and I love the patience there. Jack was able to take a look, see where the double team was coming. Most of the time he's going to be double teamed. He saw it, was patient, then the double team walked away from him, and he's able to score on it. Really good move, really good jump hook.
Hayes for 3, that's off the mark. Rebound on the baseline, taken away by Fravert. They'll make it into the front court. Cut off, top of the key, low throw. Peterson into the corner, Mahoney driving, leaves it off for Flynn. Tear to terror, it's 4-0 Titans.
Well, what Mahoney did a good job there is he was able to get to the paint. Anytime you get to the paint, you're going to have help. The help helped up the lane line instead of, stayed with the defender, and then that gave Jack a wide open layup.
Tarek Neschheim. May be a difficult matchup for Flynn. He may have to come out a little bit from inside.
Now the big fella says, don't worry, BJ, I'll move my feet for you.
Knocked away, it ends up in the hands. Hayes another 3, fading. Front rim no good and cleared by Peterson. Late in the shot clock there. Peterson in the front court, sophomore. Leaves it for Fravert. And Vlothrow, I believe, bumped.
That's going to be Hayes' second foul, yeah.
Second on Zach Hayes, who's got a large contingent here to watch him this evening. The senior from Wrightstown, making his way from Lindenwood.
Yeah, it's anytime you get a quick one, like Zach did, you put yourself in a situation there where you can get a cheap tic-tac foul, and that's what happened. And you're less than 2 minutes in the game. Now you've got to sit. We'll monitor that because it's going to be interesting to see what Coach Dernbach does there with 2 fouls.
Close to a 5-second call as you get it into Fravert, do the Titans. Yeah, now you got to play the game. When do you bring him back in?
But if you bring him back in, some coaches, Bo Ryan was, hey, if you got 2, you're not going back in the game.
Peterson on the baseline, just like that, 6-0 out of the gates for the Titans. We're 2 minutes in. So you pick up 2 fouls and you're done for the half?
That's the way Coach played it,
I wouldn't
but we also didn't, it was one of those things where that you learn not to, to defend and not foul.
How many times that happened to you?
I think more than I wanted to, but I knew early on that was what it was.
Jumper off the mark by Ethan Anderson. Titans clear. They're up 6-0. Well, 2.5 in. On a drive, Fravert. A little bit of contact, gets through it. Mahoney inside, Flynn. Neschheim. Well, no double team. Comes a little bit late. And the jumper is short. And a rebound cleared. Wyatt.
I would have liked to see Oshkosh cut a little bit harder off of the post entry.
Norsha nearly got caught in the air. Shot up is short by Neschheim, and an offensive foul underneath. Mahoney was just outside of the restricted area. Took it in the chest. They'll punch it the other way.
Yeah, Mahoney did a great job of getting his body there early. Anytime you're able to get your body there early, it really does 2 things. It either deters the drive, or if the offensive player wants to drive, you put him in a very tough situation.
Henry Noon into the ball game as Hayes left earlier with that second foul. Noon out of Oshkosh lured, so pretty good crowd on hand. Mahoney point blank can't get it to go. Flynn the follow. is no good, and it's cleared by La Crosse.
Well, and Oshkosh ran a little roll replace action, a simple screen the action up top. The big Jack rolled, another big and favorite replaced. No one stopped the ball.
Oh, how about that for Cook? Muscles his way in. Over Fravor, gets it to go. He'll head to the line.
Yeah, no one stopped the ball, and Mahoney had a wide open layup. There, you've got great footwork by Cook, and I think that's exactly what La Crosse needed. They needed to get the ball in the basket. You work the paint, you work the blocks, you try to get an extra, something close to the basket. That's exactly what you saw.
Cook out of Pewaukee, though, struggling at the line this year, 52.4% coming into this one. Gets it to go. Cuts the lead in half. It's 6-3 Titans. Fravor. Quiet so far here early. Double team in from behind the poke out, and a reach-in foul called by the official on Luke Norsha. Pat Bashel, Joe Thiessen, and Steve Lupke, your officials here this evening. Who you have gotten along with quite well. Everywhere we go, the official seems to get along with you, and that really surprises me.
Why would that surprise you?
I don't know. Maybe it's from what I hear from the morning show with you.
There's a difference. Basketball Brian and morning show Brian, a little bit different.
Much different.
And that's going to be a cheap foul there.
Yep, turnover on the baseline as Eddie Minch. Yep, lost it on the baseline. He turns it over.
And that's one of those, and it's obviously you talk about it in basketball, but you can't compound a turnover with a foul 90 feet from the floor.
Fravor will leave as Levi Borchard in for the Titans. Minch sat out, 6 games this year due to injury, but back for the last 3 out of Ripon via Rockhurst University out of Missouri. Another little piece of the puzzle for Coach Lewis here as conference play begins. Fadeaway jumper is going to be short.
Well, I like the way Cook battled at first. When you've got it going, try a little up and under move, try to get the defender. To me, a fadeaway is a little bit of a settle.
Mahoney leaves it off to Borchert. Kicks it out. Minch a 3. Back rim, but Borchert clears for the board.
Well, that's what Levi's going to do. He's going to get you extra possessions on the offensive rebound. He's going to be an active cutter.
Foul committed by La Crosse's Henry Noon. And with the foul under 16, it'll be our first timeout. So with 15:37, timeout on the floor. Titans off to a 6-3 lead. This is UW-Oshkosh basketball. We'll break for a minute here on thescorewi.com.
UW-Oshkosh Athletics. Champions train here. Learn here. Develop here. Live here. Champions win here. Titans are champions.
Oh, emojis. I thought the conversation just got dumber.
Ugh, internet trolls. Just ignore them.
I like you just the way you are.
I believe in you. She's a hugger. Give her a squeeze.
Help up the hand.
Ah, there you go.
Thanks, mate.
You're killing it, Jane!
Six to 3 with 15:37 to go in the first half. Titans and La Crosse from Kolf Sports Center. WIAC opener. BJ DeGroat, Brian Butch with you here this evening. As all 4 teams, I should say all 4 games, 8 teams in action. Eau Claire and Whitewater also tipping off at 5, as well as River Falls and Stevens Point. The nightcap tonight, it'll be UW-Platteville and UW-Stout at 7 o'clock from Platteville. As we're back to action out of the timeout. Minch on a drive up and under, lays it in. Little soft touch from Eddie Minch.
And what I liked there for Minch, it was a straight line drive. Obviously, he beats to the corner of the elbow, but most guys in that situation want to banana drive that nice and wide. That was nice and straight. When you go straight to the hoop, it's tough to get back in front. There you saw it. Great drive by Minch.
Sam Burkhardt into the game. There it is with the ball for La Crosse out of Xavier High School. Pull-up jumper from the elbow is good. Ethan Anderson knocks it home for La Crosse. 8-5. 3-point lead for the Titans. Double team again. Flynn fights through it on a cut. Peterson up with the left, and it spits it out, but Flynn right there for the offensive board, up and under, and easy money inside for Jack Flynn.
Well, and what happened on that double team is you saw a great cut right to the front of the rim. Anytime there's a double team, and especially if your guy's the guy double teaming, there's one place to go. Go front of the rim, and you can get rewarded with layups after layups. If someone's going to leave you, make them pay.
Catch and shoot by Anderson. That's way off the mark. And a rebound cleared by Minch for the Titans. Oshkosh doubling up La Crosse here early in the first half. Quick trigger three from Mahoney. He sized up Burkhardt, knocked it home. 13-5, timeout on the floor for head coach Ken Durbach in UW-La Crosse. It's a 30-second timeout. We'll keep it right here as the Titans leading 13-5 with 14:06 left here in the first half. Brian, early on, 54.5% for the Titans here from the floor.
Yeah, and you know what they've got is they've got a lot of stuff close to the basket. Obviously, I say that we get a three from Will Mahoney, but a lot of the work so far has been done around the basket, and it's been a post entries to Jack Flynn. They've come, they've double teamed. Jack's been able to make a couple of moves, get some offensive rebounds, but he's also been able to find his teammates. I think the other thing I think really Oshkosh is doing a good job of, they run some good actions. You know, the roll and replace action has been really good. Mahoney gets to the rim on that possession. There's different looks, and when you've got guys and teams that are willing to maneuver and play off each other, you're going to see some good action. If you're La Crosse, the one thing you've got 5 points, you're averaging 76.6 a game. Try to get the ball in the block, get some easy baskets. Right now, you're seeing a lot of settling from the outside. That's going to hurt, and that's why they only have 5 points on the board.
Quinn Steckbauer into the ballgame for the first time for the Titans. See him there guarding Luke Norsha. Here's Burkhardt. On a drive, Seth Anderson gets it to go. Just like that, into the paint, Brian. And it's rewarded with a bucket. 13-7, the lead for the Titans.
A really good read, really good attack.
Levi Borchert spinning baseline. Beautiful move, and gets it to go with some contact from Wyatt Cook.
Yeah, when you look at what Levi does, obviously you pull it up and you read him a little bit. It's about the offense, rebound, the cutting, but the other time he gets his work done is at the post. Really good answer there by La Crosse, though.
Borchert gets the two-pointer to go, foot on the line. 15-9. Steckbauer and Borchert into the corner for Peterson. Flynn with a break. Fravert catch and shoot three. Back rim no good, and a rebound cleared away by Ethan Anderson for La Crosse. Burkhardt. Anderson. Burkhardt. Norsha. Cook a three straight on. In and out, no good. Burkhardt grabs the board for La Crosse. Reset for the Eagles. Here's Cook. Backing in, knocked away, good hands.
Really good dig there by Fravert.
Into the front off, Fravert and Minch, a little two-man game. Here's Peterson. Tried to squeeze it in on the baseline. Tough pass, loose ball on the baseline and taken away by UW-La Crosse. Here's Burkhardt into the front court. He'll tap the brakes and get back to Wyatt Cook.
But good transition defense there by Oshkosh.
.15 on the clock and ripped away by Peterson and a reach in by Anderson. We'll give the Titans the ball. That'll be the 6th team foul on La Crosse here, just shy of the 12-minute mark.
Well, and you look at what's, La Crosse's body language right now. They feel a couple of tic-tac fouls. You can kind of see the body language change a little bit.
Well, and the two early on Hayes kind of set the tone.
Set the tone, exactly.
Almost pitsy against the officiating crew. I know that's not how.
I don't think that's what La Crosse is, but you just kind of see that body language a little bit.
Flynn squares and knocked away as the double team comes.
And that double team is going to come on the dribble. La Crosse did a really good job of waiting until Jack put the ball on the floor.
Burkhardt a bucket in transition. And a blocking foul on the sideline right in front of the La Crosse bench. Going to be called on Norsha.
And that's the way Oshkosh wants to play. They want to get the ball out. They want to push it. They want to play with tempo.
Free throws bonus for the final 11 and a half, or 11:29 here the first half.
And that's what you want to do. You know, if you're any college basketball team, you know, if you're able to get to the free throw line early, it's a huge, huge advantage. Oshkosh with a 4-point lead, but getting to the bonus of the 11:29 left, huge advantage.
Zion Turner into the ball game for the Eagles for the first time. That free throw way off the mark from Steckbauer, freshman out of Merrill. La Crosse hanging in there. Dug themselves a little bit of an early hole, but we sit a 4-point game coming up on 11 minutes. Anderson. 3 on the way from Neschheim is no good, and cleared by Fravert.
So far, Oshkosh really doing a pretty good job of defending the three-point line. That's one of the keys that we talked about early on to start this game out.
Around jumper from Fravert too strong. Back the other way we come for La Crosse. Neschheim. Going to work. Blow throw on defense, spinning. Neschheim gets past him. Flips it up, but no good, too strong. And a rebound cleared by Flynn, but that's a good look if you're La Crosse.
Well, it's a great look, and if you're Neschheim, it's one of the things. You know, you've got a wide open. That's not a good look. That's going to be a turnover. No hand targets. No hand targets lead to turnovers. But if you're Neschheim, one of the things that you're looking at, try to finish with that left hand. But obviously, go scouting reports. Oshkosh does a great job of walling up, forcing him back. He tries to get back to his right hand, which he's more comfortable with, as obvious to see, and it makes it a very, very tough shot.
Settled into a good one. This one kind of felt like a seatbelt type of game to start off WIAC play. Titans have won 4 out of their last 5 against La Crosse, but the Eagles snapping a 21-game winning streak last year in February in the win over the Titans. Of course, Oshkosh goes on to the Division III title last year. Neschheim splits the double team, gets it to go, but it's on the floor.
And there's a lack of communication between Jack Flynn and Will Mahoney. They've got a 2-game action with their 2 players. Lack of communication. No one takes the ball, which is the most important thing on the floor. And when you don't take the ball, it leads to a wide open layup. They called the foul beforehand. Oshkosh dodges a bullet because it should have been 2 points.
Fravert will exit. Levi Borchert back into the ballgame for the Titans. Turner gives it inside. Seth Anderson squares up, pulls the trigger, and hits it home.
The big fella says, listen, I'm going to face up and raise him.
Certainly doesn't look like a sophomore. 6'5", 215. Blow throw. Step back 3, no good. Borchert there on the baseline, and he touches it last.
Well, what Levi does is a really good job of, though, keeping the ball active. Anytime you're that active, you're going to get rewarded a couple of times. You know, if you're La Crosse, you've weathered the storm here. You know, you were down by a decent amount. You weathered the storm, you bring the game back to 2 here. Really good response here by La Crosse.
Turner, the jumper, won't go from the free throw stripe. Back the other way we go. Here's Flynn. Right hand, too strong. A rebound cleared by La Crosse. Front rim. Titans clear it, and a risky pass up ahead is knocked away by Ethan Anderson. 9:05 left here in the first half. 15-13, Titans on top of La Crosse. La Crosse, after struggling shooting to start this one, up to 37.5% now, 6 for 16. Titans have cooled off a little bit, 43.8. Yet to hit a 3-point field goal, there's La Crosse.
I was just going to say, and that so far, Oshkosh has done a good job of defending that 3-point line. And when you look at what La Crosse wants to do, they want to shoot the ball. They're second in the country at 44.4% from three.
And it's not volume. I think it's quality of shots for La Crosse. They've only, entering this game, gotten up 199 threes. There's a catch-and-shoot three. Peterson from the right wing knocks it home, 18-13.
But they're making 9.5 threes a game. So it's one of those things where they're doing a good job and their shots are good.
Nearly 5-minute drought offensively for the Titans there as Henry Noon knocks home a three.
And that's a situation. He's one of those four guys that's really, really good. You know, I'm sure the scouting report said, you know, go over on that. When you don't go over, you leave a shooter room, you usually get penalized.
Wondering where the heart of his brother Charlie is today. Charlie, of course, member of the Titans. Last couple of years, Henry's three there off the mark, ripped away. Peterson tracks it down. You got to pull for your brother in this case, don't you, even though you wore the colors?
I don't know. It's
That's
alumni day.
That's a tricky
It's
spot.
always a tough one.
Tricky spot to be in. Mahoney, a three. Yes, sir. Will Mahoney drills the triple. And just like that, a 7-point lead.
Great response by UW-Oshkosh. The game gets a two. Now all of a sudden, a couple good possessions. You're back up to a 7-point lead.
Turner, his jumper off the mark. Mahoney with 8 points to lead all Titan scores here this afternoon. On a roll, Borchert lays it in. And a spurt here from the Titans, 25-16, up to a 9-point lead.
Well, that's not going to make Coach Durbeck real happy because one of the things that it was just a simple drag action.
And a
that's
turnover.
not going to make him happy either.
We'll stop the clock. Under 8, media timeout. Titans with a burst here as we get to that under 8 media time. I'll take a break. Back in 60 seconds. 25-16, Titans on top of La Crosse. This is UW-Oshkosh basketball.
Oh, emojis. I thought the conversation just got dumber.
Ugh, internet trolls, just ignore them.
I like you just the way you are.
I believe in you. She's a hugger. Give her a squeeze.
Help up the hand.
Ah, there you go.
Thanks, mate.
You're killing it, Zane!
UW-Oshkosh Athletics. Champions train here. Learn here. Develop here. Live here. Champions win here. Titans are champions.
UW-Oshkosh on top of UW-La Crosse here in the WIAC opener at Kolf Sports Center. BJ DeGroat alongside Brian Butch this evening. Pretty nice seats here courtside.
Yeah, well, you always have good seats. But one of the things I want to watch here with your Oshkosh, you've noticed Jack Flynn's got the ball a lot on the post. Have you noticed what block it is? It's the left block. About 75% of his catches are on that left block area. Watch it as the game progresses because you see that's his strength. That's where he wants to catch the ball. Oshkosh has run a lot of offense through that. You know, it's one of those things that as the game goes in and Jack gets back in the game, see where he's catching it because that's kind of where the offense is built to run through that left block area for this UW-Oshkosh Titans group.
Is that common for a right-hander to want to catch it on the left block?
A little bit. Favors going to his jump hook with the right hand.
Titans come up empty on that possession.
And here you see Zach Hayes back in the game as well with those two fouls. So Coach Dernbach says, hey, listen, we've got 9-point lead now. We've got to get one of our better players back in the game.
Hayes immediately draws the foul. Instant offense is Zach Hayes. We saw that for 4 years up close and personal at Wrightstown. Top of the key, there's Hayes. Keep an eye on that, 2 fouls. Came back there at 7:07 left in the first half, so had to sit nearly 11 minutes in the first half. Burkhart, here's Cook. Wyatt going to work on Borchert. Inside, gets deep and lays it in. Just muscled his way into the restricted area.
He muscled. I love the no call there because Cook was the one to initiate all the contact. It's not a foul one way or the other. It's just really good basketball play.
Borchard on the other end trying to answer back, has it knocked away. First look at Brian Willman as well for the Titans. Willman, Borchard, Peterson, Mahoney, and Minch, the 5 on the floor for Oshkosh. Here's Minch driving, leaves it off. Borchard on the left block, gets it to go. Levi Borchard out of Kimberly. Good get for Coach Lewis and the Titans.
Well, really good energy is what Levi's brought in. He's finished around the basket. He's got 6 points on the night so far. But a lot of those have just been quality finishes around the rim using his athletic ability.
Nesheim again, a decent look, a little bit of contact. Taken away by the Titans, 27-18 the lead. Minch, Mahoney, crossover, tucks it up, flips it up, no good, gets his own rebound up and under, counted, and a foul. Oh my. Will Mahoney into double figures here in the first half.
Well, and he's done a great job of attacking. There was a situation, sometimes you got players that over-penetrate. When I see over-penetrate, the defense collapses. But you've got to drive until someone stops you. No one stopped Will Mahoney there. And then he misses the layup, goes and gets his own rebound. And that's one of the toughest things. He was just quicker off the floor.
Largest lead here this afternoon, early evening for the Titans. It's at 12, 30-18 here in the conference opener of 2020. Nesheim, Willman guarding him. Going to work on the baseline, up and under, shot up and good. Again, worked his way, used the contact, awfully comfortable with that on the baseline and gets it to go. He'll head to the line.
Right, and he created a lot of that contact and defensively was back at him. Really good battle there in the post. The one thing you try to do, especially when you defend in the post, you got to try to defend with your chest. If you defend with your chest, you got a lot better of an opportunity there. Willman, had an arm bar, tried to defend that too much. After that second bump, you can look to take a charge.
Second bump, yeah, I was thinking the first bump, size it up. Second bump, hit the floor, take the charge right in the chest.
Yep. Because, when you look at Nesheim, really was the one creating a lot of that contact.
So 10-point lead for the Titans, just under 5:15 to go in this first half.
Oshkosh has done a lot of side pick and roll action. Here you're going to see another side pick and roll. There you see he tried to beat it.
Minch, a 3 is good. On the delivery from Mahoney. Caught it right in the pocket, knocks it home 33-20.
And there you've got to force to the ball screen. You always force to the screen. Your help is where the screen is.
Burkhart gets through, but too strong. Here's Mahoney looking to push. Minch, 3 in transition. Yes, sir. Back-to-back triples, Eddie Minch. 16-point lead. Timeout on the floor for UW-La Crosse by Kent Durbeck, their head coach there. Will take it as well. Back in a minute. This is UW-Oshkosh basketball on thescorewi.com.
UW-Oshkosh Athletics. Champions train here. Learn here. Develop here. Live here. Champions win here. Titans are champions.
Oh, emojis. I thought the conversation just got dumber.
Ugh, internet trolls, just ignore them.
I like you just the way you are.
I believe in you. She's a hugger. Give her a squeeze.
Help up the hand.
Ah, there you go.
Thanks, mate.
You're killing it, Zane!
Welcome back to Kolf Sports Center, 36-20, largest lead for the Titans here in this one. As we sit with 4:38 in the first half, BJ Girl alongside Brian Butch, former Badger, 10-year professional, in the opener of the WIAC. Division III basketball here for you. UW-Oshkosh Titans.com, thescorewi.com. Nesheim working on Flynn.
And there, Jack does a great job of defending with his body. Hands were high, defended with the chest. No chance of a foul. Good job.
Hayes, step back jumper, contested, is no good.
Wow.
And Minch grabs the board. I think Hayes has an argument there. May have been contacted when he let that one go.
But I like the contest there by Jack. I thought that was pretty good movement of the feet.
Borchard on the baseline, muscles it up and in on Neschheim. My goodness. 38-20. Ethan Anderson, Burkhart, right side. Burkhart out of Appleton Xavier, just up the road. Borchard gambled. Now here's Cook, little step through. Oh, but left it. If fallen out of his hand.
Left it a little short, but there's a situation if you're Levi, being new to the league, that's one of those you don't want to gamble on. Just be solid. You're good defensively. You've done a great job on the defensive end as a team. When you gamble, you make the other four have to rotate. You put your teammates at a disadvantage.
Here's Flynn on that left block underneath. Borchert flips it up, had it knocked away, gets it again as Cook had it, but a reset for the Titans. Minch. Peterson, Mahoney into Flynn. Again at that left block. Turn, jumper with the right, no good, too strong. And a rebound back to UW-La Crosse. That's a tough shot for Flynn.
It is, but you can tell that's what he wants to go to. Now it's probably about the sixth time he's came back to that jump hook. It's what he wants, that's where he wants the ball. You can see it because that's where the Oshkosh offense has run through.
Travel as Anderson trying to get into the lane. Another turnover for La Crosse. We mentioned coming into this one, La Crosse doesn't fire it up too much from the outside, but very efficient. Second best three-point shooting team in the country at 44% coming in. They're 1 for 7 here this afternoon. On the contrary, the Titans 5 for 8.
Well, that's been part of it, but like you said, that they don't fire it up a whole lot, but 9.5 makes a game, and you've got 1. It's a big difference.
2:30 left first half. Titans in control here at home. Another entry into that left block on Flynn. Double team comes. Flynn spun right into the double team, but gets it to go, and he'll head to the stripe.
And that's a situation. If you're going to come on the dribble, you cannot let him spin back. You've got to know where that's coming. Jack set that up perfect. He's gone jump hook, jump hook, jump hook. All of a sudden, he's able to spin back. That double team is there late. It's going to be a foul.
And the catch was so deep to start with. When he does spin, he's already at the left block.
Yeah, exactly.
Flynn, though, leaves the free throw short. And with 2:20, La Crosse looking for a bucket here. Got about 3 minutes without a hoop. Neschheim trying to stop it, gets to his left and is fouled hard by Jack Flynn. He'll head to the stripe for a couple of free throws.
Well, and just a good up and under move. I mean, really what it was. You look at what Neschheim has done there. It's, he's able to get Jack moving his feet. Neschheim does a great job of a little pump fake, step through on that, gets to the free throw line because of it.
I don't think there was much ill will intent to that. The officials
come
racing in, hear the crowd ooh and ah over the hard foul, but
yeah, no, good hard foul is
right.
what that was.
Neschheim with the free throw. Second one, though, is off the mark. As the Titans leading by 19 here in the first half. Inside, Flynn, pump fake, up and under, gets it to go. Couple of buckets inside by Jack Flynn.
Really, and the side pick and roll action has really hurt La Crosse. La Crosse hasn't shifted their defense over to the center court of the floor. When you look at defensively what needs to be done, you cut it in half and you've got to have that defense over there. That's a great response there by Hayes.
Hayes a catch and shoot 3. Tough bucket for him. His first points here this evening. Minch, cut off. We'll give to Borchert. Back to Minch. Here's a nice little matchup. Eddie Minch and Zach Hayes. Inside, Flynn. Peterson, a low catch. And bounces off the rim a couple of times. Peterson, though, check that flow throw over the back. That'll be the 7th team foul on the Titans, so it'll send La Crosse to the line for a couple of free throws.
David Volo throw was trying to get there, trying to say hit the rim or hit the wire.
Oh, so trying to take away the foul.
Trying to take away the foul.
Sure.
It was pretty smart there by David.
So the Titan players all trying to make that argument. It will not end in that. It's a 30-second timeout, so we'll keep it here. But a couple of free throws coming up for La Crosse. That last foul going on Vlothro, his first, 7th team foul for the Titans, and part of the reason we're in the bonus here for La Crosse. So with 1:17 left, Brian, 18-point lead for the Titans. This one, after La Crosse kind of battled through a push by the Titans at the very beginning, they get this one to within striking distance, and the Titans go on that tear right about the 8-minute mark.
They did, and it happened a couple of reasons. Obviously, side pick and roll they've had success with. They got out and they played with a little bit better pace. When you look at where you're at and you look at the score of the game, this is the way that Oshkosh wants to play. They want to play fast. They want to get the ball. They want to score. If you're La Crosse, you had to defend a little bit better. Gave up some transition, and then to be honest, on the defensive end, gave up some layups and second chance point opportunities there.
2-point game at 8:36 left here in the first half. Just to give you an idea, we're all the way up to 18 right now. It had been 20 at one point. 21, the biggest lead at 2:06, so just over 6 minutes of game action. You're looking at a pretty big run here from the Titans. But this is a way to chip back in and find a way to close the last minute 17 strong here as Ethan Anderson gets the first to go.
Well, again, and you talk about it, it was a 16 or 18-point lead. We'll see if he can get to 16. If you can get this down to 10, you're feeling pretty confident in the last minute 17. No, it's a big task, but if you can get it somewhere in that range, La Crosse, you've gained some momentum as you head into the locker room.
Burkhart pestering of Mahoney in the backcourt. Double team comes. Mahoney caught, gives off to Borchert left side. 17 on the shot clock. Minch, Peterson, Mahoney, top of the key three. Too strong, but a tap and an offensive rebound for Flynn. Inside, Borchert all alone and lays it in. Flynn just waited for that double team to come.
And that's what Jack's done a great job. Jack's got 10 rebounds, but he's been able to, or 10 points, excuse me, but he's got so many different assists. The defense is all around him. He's being very, very unselfish tonight, creating for others.
Nesheim. Seth Anderson gets it to go, counted and a foul as Borchert commits the personal.
And is that a situation where you've got two freshmen, and Will Mahoney and Levi, that don't communicate the situation? Exactly. And it shouldn't surprise you as young freshmen, they try to figure it out. But when you make mistakes like that now in league play, it gets magnified.
It's always interesting when you see freshmen, sophomores here at this level contributing as much as, Mahoney into the starting lineup for the Titans, and you see Borchert play heavy minutes off the bench. You're willing to live, I think, a little bit with some of those communication errors through that.
I don't know if you're willing to live with it. I think that's a little generous. They'll be talked about tomorrow during the film session. There's no question about that. But that's what you get with freshmen. You know that.
So what's the right word to describe that if live
well,
isn't?
I think it's one of those things, it's going to come. Now it's your job to teach them up, coach them up.
Minch got underneath and tried to get it to Flynn. He turns it over as Willman into the ball game, replacing Jack Flynn with 8.1 left on the game clock.
Just to touch on that, though, right? Levi and Will, they don't communicate what happens, who goes to the bench. Levi goes to the bench. You coach, right? When those happen, those are coachable moments. The thing you coach are opportunities on the floor.
That bench is sometimes the greatest coaching tool, isn't it?
It very much so is.
Burkhart, Nesheim, he's got to get it up. Oh, a shot and a foul. Official on the far side had 3 shots, but believe his foot may be on the line. We'll see the officials meeting here. See if we end up getting an explanation. Believe there'll be a clock adjustment. So with 1.5, right now we're going to see Nesheim right now go to the line for 3 free throws. But the officials having a conversation whether or not this is a three-point attempt, or if they should be adjusting the clock with 1.5 left on the clock. We'll see if we get an explanation. I know we had a conversation with the officials prior to this one. See if we can get an explanation.
I did ask.
Your crew here this afternoon: Pat Baschel, Joe Thiessen, and Steve Lupke. I don't know if they don't want TV time or we're. So 2.3 left on the clock. Still no explanation on table side. I wish there were.
And they are shooting three.
I wish were required to do that, to give us some sort of.
I did talk to him before the game about it.
It helps us understand a little bit better and clarify what the call.
But what
was
I'm seeing out there is 3 shots. It was 1.8. Now he wanted to move the clock back. The referee did it 2.3. It was just a change of the clock more than anything, not a change of the call.
I believe the contact coming as Nesheim left his feet too as well, so that took away any question on whether that was going to be a 2 or 3.
Exactly, yep.
So Flynn and Fravert. Excuse me, Flynn and that's Willman back into the ball game. 13-point lead for the Titans. You mentioned that magic number at 10. They're not all that far away from it. 12-point lead for the Titans. 2.3 left. Minch will catch. Let it go from half court at the buzzer.
Close.
And can't get it to go. So 12-point lead for the Titans after 20 minutes of play here in the first half, Brian Butch.
Yeah, I think when you look at it, what happened so far, one of those things, Oshkosh, they got on a run. They got hot. They took advantage of some of those weak defensive weaknesses from La Crosse. I think really the side ball screen action. And then I think Oshkosh's pace really surprised La Crosse. And I use the word surprise, but they just looked a step slow getting out to shooters and getting back in transition.
We've seen when the ball's gone into Jack Flynn, the double team come on the dribble. If you're Coach Durbach at the half, are you making adjustments to that? Are you going to?
Well, I'm not worried about the adjustment. I'm worried about where Jack is catching the ball. Right, he's catching it too deep a lot of those times. You got to start your battle in the post near the free throw line, because as soon as Jack is able to bury, Jack's won the battle, and that's why you've seen the lead be 44-32. The other thing that we talked about is Zach Hayes gets into foul trouble early on with 2 minutes left, 2 minutes in the first half, and that really kind of threw La Crosse off. It looked a little bit.
So to sit here at a 12-point deficit where it was at 21 at one point, I think you're feeling okay if you're in the locker room if you're UW-La Crosse. As for the Titans, you got to be cognizant of a team that shoots at 44% from beyond the arc. They haven't done it all that well here in the first half, but you got to imagine that's going to change at some point. Just 2 for 8 from beyond the arc for the Eagles.
Yeah, I want to continue. We talked about it the first half, though. It's continuing to defend the three-point line. Oshkosh has done a good job of defending the three-point line, and I think that's been the most important thing. You look at it, it's really been really good job there. Offensively for Oshkosh, they've taken advantage of the paint. I think La Crosse, when you're not hitting threes, one of the biggest things you do is you try to get some easy baskets. We saw La Crosse do that a little bit. I think you got to go to that a little bit more. Find ways to get the ball in the pot. Find ways to get the ball into the paint. Do some different actions.
26-10 points in the paint. The advantage to the Titans. 25-12 on the boards as well. So we'll step aside. Alumni Day here from Kolf Sports Center. We'll take a break, 2-minute break, then we'll get back, and we'll just let Alumni Day kind of play out for you here on the video stream at UW-OshkoshTitans.com and thescorewi.com. At the half, Titans on top of the Eagles, 44-32.
Fox Communities Credit Union. Sometimes you can tell when it's time to look for a bigger house. Get the home, the yard, and the loan that will make your dreams and your dog's come true. Talk to the mortgage lending experts at Fox. Get free pre-approval and helpful home buying advice so you can see just how much space you can afford. Let Fox help you with 22 locations and lending experts to make it easy. Visit foxcu.org for details. Fox Communities.
When you're looking for a cutting-edge local company to produce your creative screen-printed or embroidered apparel for your business or team, Creative Imprint in Neenah is that company. Their experienced staff can bring all your ideas to life. They make you part of the experience with their online designing tool that allows customers to design their own t-shirts. That's how they make you part of the experience. Design your t-shirt and place your order online at creativeimprintapparel.com. Experience the difference.
The projects we construct afford us the opportunity to help those in need in more ways than one. And the momentum we create as a team allows us to make an impact greater than any one of us can achieve on our own. We are part of the community. We are where we live. We are Myron Construction.
I'm Tom Julian from the Julian Strategic Alliance Group. I'm inviting you to have my team help you develop your personal, estate, and business planning goals. Let us put together comprehensive financial strategies for your success in every season of your life. Contact us today to get started. We're right on the CE Trail in Kimberly. We can help you establish retirement income goals, work with you on your asset protection allocation, and guide you on future income growth strategies. I would like to meet with you to begin the conversation. Call us. Let's get started.
Player alumnus Jake Leonin. Player alumnus Don Marshall. Player alumnus Keith Meyer. Oshkosh's 28th all-time leading scorer, Matt Miller. Player alumnus Bruce Miller. Player alumnus A.J. Miller. 2017 All-WIC first teamer and Oshkosh's 26th all-time leading scorer, Charlie Newman. Player alumnus Rick Olsen. Player alumnus Mike Pat. 1996 All-American, two-time All-WIC first team honoree, 2009 Oshkosh Hall of Fame inductee, and our 8th all-time leading scorer, Dennis Rudier. Player alumnus Max Schiebel. Player alumnus Greg Schrimpf. 2009 All-WIC first team honoree and our 34th all-time leading scorer, Dane Secker Anderson. Player alumnus Buzz Sullivan. 2003 All-WIC first team honoree and the 12th all-time leading scorer, Scott Sowinski. Player alumnus John Spendauer. Player alumnus Andre Reynolds. Former assistant coach Mark Workman. Player alumnus Tom Winnick. 2019 All-WIC first team honoree, our 18th all-time leading scorer, currently playing professional basketball in Germany, Brett Rachel. Player alumnus Dylan Roberts. And player alumnus Jordan Wibazinski. Thank you, gentlemen, for all you have contributed to our program, and thank you for being part of the Titan family. Also, former player Lucky Words. The men's basketball program from the UW-Oshkosh Athletic Department would also like to take time to recognize the parents of our alumni.
Don't out me on here.
Could those parents of alumni who are here please stand and be recognized?
(44-32) as we welcome you back here at the half. Kolf Sports Center. BJ DeGroat alongside Brian Butch, and the Titans with a 12-point lead after the first 20 minutes of action. And Brian, kind of look at some of the numbers here in the first half. The Titans Over 51% from the floor.
Well, 51% from the floor, but the numbers that jump out at me more than anything: 8 offensive rebounds. They're winning the rebounding battle, 25-12. You knew that was going to be of some importance, but it's the second chance opportunities. That's the thing that's really hurting La Crosse. You're not always going to shoot the ball lights out. They're 2 of 8. We know what La Crosse shoots it as. They're averaging, I think it's 44.4% from three-point percentage. They're second in the country when it comes to that. But if you're not making if you're not making threes, which is part of your game, you got to make sure that you secure the defensive rebound, and that's what you're not seeing from La Crosse. 8 offensive rebounds by UW-Oshkosh, and that's why one of the big reasons early on here that you see this lead.
You have a team that wins the Division III National Championship last year in Oshkosh with a couple of guys in Adam Fravert and Jack Flynn returning. You expect those guys to kind of lead you in scoring throughout most of the year, but how about this in a first half for the Titans against an undefeated UW-La Crosse team? Will Mahoney happens to be a freshman, leads the way with 11, and Levi Borchard, another freshman, with 10.
Well, yeah, and great minutes from those guys. Levi plays 14 minutes. You look at what Will done playing 16 minutes. More than anything from Will, what I'm most impressed with, obviously the scoring part of it, but he's got 5 rebounds and 4 assists. That just shows how active he's been all over the floor. He's had his handprint on this game. We'll see if he can continue this in the second half.
Out of Kimberly, former high school coach Lucky Wirtz must be impressed. Part of the alumni class announced at the half.
Yeah, with Levi, he's done a great job. Exactly.
So connections throughout the valley that we see on both of these teams. And for you and I, who've called a few games here in the Fox Valley with Will Mahoney, you mentioned the Appleton West connection. But also, when you look on the other side, Henry Noon out of Oshkosh Lourdes.
Yeah.
We see Zach Hayes out of Wrightstown as well.
Well, it's one of the things we talk about. Basketball in the state, especially the northeast where we're at, is really, really good. The FVA is really good, but it's more than that. Through and through, really good basketball in this neck of the woods. And that's why the Division III basketball is so good in the state of Wisconsin.
So back to work. La Crosse will get the opening possession here to start the second half. Ethan Anderson inside, has it knocked away. Blow throw, tracks it down. 2-on-2, will take it himself off the glass, block it, count it, and a foul, and it'll be on Hayes. That'll be his third. 15 seconds into the second half. He was inside that restricted area, the official pointing to that block charge circle inside. That's a no-brainer if your foot's in there and there's contact. So again, foul trouble at the beginning of the game as Hayes had to sit with over 18 minutes left on the clock.
Yeah, and there was actually a play earlier on when you look at what he was trying to decide whether do I go for it or not. The 2 fouls, he decides to go back, and that's a situation where you pick up that third.
So low throw with a 3-point play to start off the second half. That's a big call here to start the second half.
Well, and I thought more than anything, though, UW-La Crosse got away with a foul as they reached down to create that turnover. So a really good benefit there for Oshkosh.
Nesheim banging inside, now turning up under. He's been in the lane for less than 3 seconds.
Well, Jack with a great job moving the feet, staying active, playing with his chest, great closeout, just really good defense, better offense there by Nesheim, but really good defense there by Jack Flynn.
Gets the jumper to go. That's going to be a fun battle to watch if that continues.
Well, when you've got a big with that size that's moving his feet that well, here's a high-low action.
Up and under, but an overlay by Flynn. Nesheim with the rebound. Into the front court, tried to squeeze it through, but it bounces off a couple of Titans and out of bounds.
Well, but what I was saying, anytime you've got a big that is able to move their feet that well and defend, it's a huge luxury. And I'm sure Coach Matt Lewis would agree with us on that one.
Alumni Day here at Kolf Sports Center. Game taking place earlier this afternoon. Hayes off the screen, catches, shoots, no good, but a long rebound and a reset. That one's short from the corner by Luke Norsha. Mahoney, little stop and go, lays it in with the left hand.
Well, and that transition defense just isn't going to get it done. You look at what Norsha did. He tried to gamble in the front court. Anytime you do that, you're putting your transition defense in a big hole.
Nesheim sweet with the left hand, easy lay-in for him. He's starting to cook things up. 8 points on the afternoon for Tarek Neshine. Make that 10 for him. Flynn, a couple of dribbles, stops, long three, low throw, and that one's well short.
You know, if you're Oshkosh, I know you like to play with some pace. That's one probably that's just a tad bit too far. I know he's very capable of that, but you got no time situation. You're up by 13. This is a time that you really can start to put La Crosse out of it with some good possessions on the defense and offensive end.
Norcia's corner three is off the mark. Peterson up ahead to Mensch. Check that. That's Mahoney. Here's Fravert. Tapped and knocked away. Turnover by Vlothrow. Cook into the front court. He'll give to Ethan Anderson. Anderson with 4 points on the afternoon. He averages 18 a game. Got a good look there. A couple of tries, a tap, no good, and a rebound cleared by Fravert into the front court, and a timeout coming here for the Titans.
Really good time out there by Coach Lewis. What I like there is you saw Jack Flynn trailing a little bit. He was tired. You saw a lot of different things there. Just regroup. You saw a bad shot and then a turnover. Regroup, because I think Coach Matt Lewis knows now is a time that you can build your lead as well.
13-point lead, 49-36. We saw a play at the opening of the half. Big call, regardless of whether or not his foot was in the block charge area. I mean, that's cut and dry. But I'm saying big call in the terms of the decision to stick your nose in there if you're Zach Hayes, knowing you had 2 fouls. You made it through the rest of the first half with 2 fouls, but then you pick up your third there 15 seconds into the second half.
Yeah, I mean, big call, but that's the play that needed to be made. You know, you got to put yourself in that situation. It's a, you know, when you've got 2 fouls, it's, you know, those are the ones that you have to do. He stuck his chest in there. Zach's played basketball long enough. He's played with 3 fouls. I mean, that doesn't affect right now. If you're La Crosse, you've got to just defend on this end. The bigger thing is you give up a transition basket. You've got some questionable offensive movement down here. You're not cutting with great pace. But you've got 2 stops, and now how do you respond?
Situation at the scorer's table that they're looking to take care of. 17-13 left here in the second half. 26 on the shot clock. Titans with possession. And we are back to play. Fravert, left side. Flow throw. Inside to Flynn. Turning. Shot up, no good. Nearly triple team as Vlothrow has to flip it behind his back, heading to the stands. Up ahead, Hayes. Pull up 3 in transition is short, and a rebound cleared by Peterson. Fravert turns, gives. Flynn is going to be fouled on the fadeaway. Again, a deep catch there by Flynn. That was not only at the right block, but inside the right block.
It was. Great low catch, good move.
You can obviously catch it too deep, can't you?
Yes, a little bit, but most of the time it's very tough to catch it too deep. Because you're going to stop working at some point. Does it make sense?
Sure.
Right? If you know where you're at in the floor, you're not going to keep working. Then you're going to stay.
It appears the UW-Oshkosh swim team has made their way to Kolf Sports Center.
They have. They have.
On the baseline. Let's just be honest here. Speedo's in the month of January, just not often seen in
Correct.
In the state of Wisconsin.
Correct. Especially in a gym.
We'll see that on the other baseline as Oshkosh there comes up empty with Jack Flynn at the line. Our new HD camera should be able to pick up those swimmers on the baseline. Underneath, Fravert got it, but got a piece of Ethan Anderson as well, according to the official. Fravert went up top. He's chock full of athleticism.
Yeah.
And a guy that I think some people believe could play overseas next year.
Yeah, I'll tell you, I think this is more important. You know, when you talk about shooting some free throws, you got the swim team down there distracting these guys.
Have you ever seen anything like this?
No, I haven't. I'm a little baffled. This is the first time that I've seen this. It's very, very interesting. But I'll say this: you got to love the support that you get, you know, from your swim team, the basketball team, supporting each other. Yeah,
support.
it's awesome.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Huh. So you're not rolling in that type of attire in your trips to Turks and Caicos?
No, I'm not. I got too much legs to show.
Okay, I've got too much belly to show. 16:25 left here in the second half. We're back to action. 11-point lead here for the Titans. Looking for a bucket. Had that 3-point play to start the second half, but it's been tough sledding offensively since then. La Crosse trying to crawl back into it, and they'll do so there with the turnover. Mahoney, too much for Flynn.
But again here, if you're Oshkosh, you've got to know your situation. You've got a chance to take this La Crosse team and really, you know, build this lead. You've had a couple of bad possessions, couple of turnovers, and how do you continue to fight it? Now you give a wide open 3 up, and now it's an 8-point game.
Minch slips, Hayes wide open. He's not going to miss too many of those. He knocks that one down, and it's an 8-point game, back to single digits. Closest La Crosse has been since about 8 minutes left in the first half. Mahoney getting past Norsha, now cut off, looking for some help. Minch.
The ball stayed on one side of the floor. Finally, you get a ball reversal. Anytime you get multiple sides of the floor, good things happen.
Minch, a floater, gets it to go. Big bucket.
You got to get that ball moving. It stayed. Will Mahoney kept the ball on one side for a good time. As soon as it swung, what made it happen is the defense had to adjust, and then there were driving lanes.
Pump fake, step back 3, Hayes. Nope, left it short. And a rebound by Flynn. Mahoney into the front court, gives off. Minch. Ball screen to his right from Flynn. Minch. Oh, Flynn's left loose underneath. Beautiful delivery from Eddie Minch.
Well, Minch did a great job of driving. Jack Flynn did a great job of rolling. They had really great play together. Great find, great read.
Just like that, back up to a 12-point lead. Seth Anderson driving. Oh, goes glass. Does the fella from the free throw line.
Well, the bank's always open.
My goodness. Seth Anderson, the sophomore out of Marshfield. Here's Borchert. Probing, gets in, spinning, up and under. Anderson fell to his knee, but it's knocked away, and we head the other way.
Well, Norsha with a really good dig there was able to deflect that ball.
Hayes will flip it left side to Norsha. Trying to get Anderson off a screen. It's into the hands of Seth Anderson, driving, spinning, gets past Borchert and lays it in with the left hand.
Well, and it's a simple, just a dribble drop action. He faced up, 2 dribbles middle, dropped on him for a layup. Really good offensive move. There's a turnover.
Taken away, Norsha. And he'll lay it in. 6-point lead for the Titans, a burst by La Crosse. And we have a timeout on the floor, a full timeout, media timeout, we'll take it as well. We've got a ball game here. Once again, 53-47, Titans on top, back after this.
UW-Oshkosh Athletics. Champions train here. Learn here. Develop here. Live here. Champions win here. Titans are champions.
Oh, emojis. I thought the conversation just got dumber.
Ugh, internet trolls, just ignore them.
I like you just the way you are.
I believe in you. She's a hugger. Give her a squeeze.
Help up the hand.
Ah, there you go.
Thanks, mate.
You're killing it, Zane!
Six-point run here for La Crosse has trimmed the Titan lead to 6, 53-47. This one a 21-point game at one point in the first half.
Well, and BJ, you look at it, and you could sense it. Oshkosh wasn't valuing the possessions as much here to start the second half off, and because of that, it's back in it. And a team like La Crosse, they're 15th ranked in the country for a reason. They're a pretty good team. First half, they didn't play as well as as expected. You knew they were going to have a run.
10 turnovers for the Titans on the afternoon, trying to get things going offensively. Here's Fravard. That's a good start to get the ball to him. Fading, baseline, that'll be short. And a rebound by Norsha.
Again, I don't love that. I know that's part of his package, but I don't love that considering your 6-point lead. Get something going to the basket. Try to get to the free throw line. Be active there.
Steckbauer into the ball game for the Titans out of the timeout. Here's Ethan Anderson driving. Lost it. And, yep, right out of bounds. Just a shake of the head from Ethan Anderson, the leading scorer for La Crosse coming into today's game at 18 a game. But he has just 6 here in this one, and he'll head to the bench. Flynn replaces Borchert for the Titans. Burkhart replacing Ethan Anderson. Coming up on 13 minutes left. 6-point lead for the Titans. Had a feeling this one would be tight. It hadn't been throughout the majority of this one. But here we're locked in. Steckbauer left it short as he got free.
Well, and that's what he wants to do. He wants to drive, he wants to attack.
Knocked away. Burkhart goes to the ground, taken away. Minch in the clear. He'll lay it. No, he missed it. Left it short on the other end. Hayes' 3 is no good. And a rebound cleared by Peterson.
I would have loved for Hayes to not fall down. Just stay into your shot. You look for the foul too much. You're worried about that end result. Just stay right in your shot. If you're going to get hit, you're going to get hit. If not, you're going to make more shots.
Here's Minch going right at Hayes. Back to Peterson. Peterson driving up, under, no good. Gets his own rebound and puts it in. My, good touch from Peterson.
Well, I love that explosive. Yeah, it'd be just excited jump on you. The explosive pop he had at his feet was fantastic.
Missed it, got right back off the floor. Here's Hayes testing the waters at the top of the key. Gives left side Norsha. On a roll underneath and ripped away by Flynn. Oh, and a tie up on the baseline. Ripped it right away from Austin Westra. Freshman out of DeForest, and another timeout on the floor. Media timeout under 12, dead ball. So we'll take it as well. I believe, yes, indeed. We got a 30-second timeout taken by head coach Ken Durbach. We'll take a minute break. Back after this, back in a minute. This is Titan basketball.
Well, Thomas, you've got pre-diabetes. But with more exercise and a change in diet, it can be reversed.
I've tried exercising. It just makes me hungry for bacon.
I love bacon, too. And who really likes to exercise?
Not me.
Me neither.
Nobody. So we're good?
What? Oh, you still have pre-diabetes. Big time.
55-47, had a dead ball there under 12 minutes. Thought we were going to immediate timeout. Nonetheless, we're back at Kolf Sports Center. BJ DeGroat alongside former Badger, 10-year pro Brian Butch. 8-point lead for the Titans coming out of the timeout for Kent Dernbach, head coach for the Eagles. Peterson, Borchert, Minch, Flynn, and Vlothrow, the 5 on the floor for the Titans. Inside, Flynn working on the freshman. Gets through, left it up short, no good. Borchert there for the rebound, and a putback for Levi Borchert.
And you talk about what Levi does. We've talked about it a lot. Obviously, skilled, great role player, but on the offensive glass, that's what he does best.
12 for Borchert. On the other end, Peterson knocks it away off the glass. Minch within it into the front court. Inside, Flynn gets it to go. It's got to be nice if you're Flynn, if you're Borchert, to have the guards be able to deliver. So all you got to do is show up at the block.
Well, but part of that is because of what you've been doing on the work on the block early enough. The guards realize you got to help. There's another unforced turnover by La Crosse. La Crosse had this down to 6, and now you've seen uncharacteristic turnovers, bad shots. It's amazing the snowball effect, especially in college basketball, when one bad possession leads to another, leads to another, leads to another. You're starting to see that here with La Crosse.
Anderson tried to shovel it through to Burkhardt, and it went to the La Crosse bench. So the Titans with an opportunity here, up 12, to push it even further. As you mentioned, Brian, this was a 6-point game just a couple of minutes ago.
Well, and you got to love the response there by Oshkosh as well, right? They're a champion for a reason.
Inside, Flynn gets through and lays it in off the right hand. Plenty of contact, plenty of arms in there, but Flynn able to get through it.
And 16th for Flynn in this game already. He's really stepped up, and he's done a great job of facilitating and being a really great presence. I mean, that's a tough catch what he just had down there.
Hayes trying to work in on Vlothrow. Spinning baseline, has it knocked away. Shot up, no good, and taken away by Vlothrow. Titan bench, I believe, wanted to travel on that one. Vlothrow, catch and shoot 3. That's way off the mark. And tracked down by Norsha. Eagles back at the Titans in the front court. Norsha can't get by Mahoney and swing it left side. Ethan Anderson, been quiet, the leading scorer for the Eagles here this afternoon. Nesheim cut off on the baseline by Flynn. Flynn's footwork has been on display today defensively.
Well, yeah, he's been really good on his feet. I've been very impressed with that, and then his ability to go catch some of these passes. You know, as a big, you realize.
Oh, how about that tap from Anderson?
Great tap. As a big, you realize, though, that if the ball's thrown to you and you don't catch it, you might not see it for a little bit. So he's done a great job of going and getting some passes that might not be right to the target, but he's gone and just created it.
Minch, double team comes, clears it, finds Vlothrow. Driving, and contact comes. No call?
No call. I like the no call.
Yep.
Hands were up.
Nesheim straight up.
Very good.
Been impressed with Tarek Nesheim for the Eagles today as well.
Been very active.
Not your typical 2020 conventional type of player. You know, guys that like to play in space. Nesheim is welcoming, asking for that contact.
But you see that a lot on the Division III level. Guys that aren't now what everyone loves to see. That, you know, they found that niche there, that undersized post player that's going to create contact and know how to play off angles. And there's a reason they're playing at this level, and it's because they know how to play the game. They might not have the height, the athletic ability, whatever it might be. There's that one reason they're not a Division II or Division I guy, but they still understand the game. They know how to play the game, and they know how to be effective.
Nesheim got a good look, but left it short. Fravert for the Titans. Inside, all alone, Willman underneath.
Great run by Willman there. He's able to run, find the short corner, find the pass, get an easy transition basket.
Norsha had to flip it up at the last second. Another rebound cleared by Fravert. Titans have been awfully good on the glass here this afternoon. Minch, as it's knocked away, I believe touched off his foot last. And out of bounds. Seth Anderson back into the ball game for La Crosse, replacing Tarek Nesheim. 63-49, approaching the 8-minute mark here from Kolf Sports Center. Conference opener for both teams. 2019-2020 season. As Anderson's shot is no good and tracked down at the last second by Peterson for the Titans. Up ahead, Fravert. Contact comes by Seth Anderson on the catch. Good job by Fravert to go get that basketball. That would have been a turnover if he hadn't elected to do so.
Yeah, very much so.
Henry Noon into the ball game as well for La Crosse, as well as Wyatt Cook. Talked with Henry's brother Charlie at the half. I asked, where's your heart? And he said he was split 50-50. Of course, Charlie playing here at UW-Oshkosh. And now sees his brother play for La Crosse. So, I believe we have just adjustment to the shot clock. now at 18 seconds, and a immediate timeout on the floor as we're under 8 minutes. So 14-point lead for the Titans. We'll be back after this. This is UW-Oshkosh basketball.
UW-Oshkosh Athletics. Champions train here. Learn here. Develop here. Live here. Champions win here. Titans are champions.
Oh, emojis. I thought the conversation just got dumber.
Ugh, internet trolls, just ignore them.
I like you just the way you are.
I believe in you. She's a hugger. Give her a squeeze.
Help up the hand.
Ah, there you go.
Thanks, mate.
You're killing it, Zane!
(63-49) Titans leading La Crosse in the WIAC opener for both teams. Oshkosh with a bit of a difficult schedule to start as they see La Crosse and Platteville. However, you see La Crosse and Platteville at home to start things off. That does mean you'll see them on the back end on the road. So 5 of your last 12 will be home games going forward. As Peterson, right side, Fravert. Been quiet offensively this afternoon and loses it on the baseline. And it's a turnover on the Titans.
You know, it's a 14-point game. One of the things you got to look at here if you're La Crosse, you're trying to get some good looks. You're trying to get to the basket. Just run good offense, but limit the turnovers. Get a shot on the rim.
Mentioned coming into conference play what changes in the scouting reports. 3 is in and out by Cook. But you look at Fravert, who is the leading scorer coming into this one for the Titans. He's scoreless. And Ethan Anderson for La Crosse has just 8 points. He's 10 off of his average.
Well, but you look at what this Oshkosh team has, and there's their depth, right? I mean, the ability to have a different guy step up night in, night out. I mean, you've got Mahoney, he averages 10.5. Peterson's 9.5. Fravert's 19.5. Jack Flynn's 14. I mean, the list goes on and on, right? You got Levi, he scores. He's already in double digits. The question is who is going to step up?
Cook a really good look at it. Here is Mahoney into the front court, gets it up, but can't get it to go. Can't believe he got that one towards the rim. He'll head to the free throw line.
Well, and if you're La Crosse, your transition defense, that's a situation you can't let the ball handler go from full, court to court. Just cannot happen.
And if you're Mahoney, you take it as far as you can, right?
Well, until you see a wall, right? One-on-one situation in college, players are good enough to beat people one-on-one. That's why they're playing college basketball. So how do you stop a player? You've got to stop them with 5. You've got to build that wall in transition. Anytime there's not a wall built, players are good enough to go by people and win the one-on-one battle.
Hayes will return for La Crosse. Borchert will replace Fravert for the Titans as Mahoney trying to get 1 of 2 here from the line. Freshman out of Appleton West. It's the second one to go. Mahoney on the year at 71%. Hayes, right side. Seth Anderson gives to Ethan Anderson. Hayes, a deep 3. That's front rim and short. And underneath, all Titans clear the rebound. Minch on a drive. He's cut off, now fades, and gets it to go. Eddie Minch on the baseline.
Really good patience, really good move.
Been a nice little piece here at the tail end of the non-conference season for Coach Matt Lewis to sprinkle in, and a timeout on the floor. Timeout Eagles. And it is a full timeout. We'll take it as well. Back in 60. 66-49, Titans with the lead.
UW-Oshkosh Athletics. Champions train here. Learn here. Develop here. Live here. Champions win here. Titans are champions.
Oh, emojis. I thought the conversation just got dumber.
Ugh, internet trolls, just ignore them.
I like you just the way you are.
I believe in you. She's a hugger. Give her a squeeze.
Help up the hand.
Ah, there you go.
Thanks, mate.
You're killing it, Jane!
Back to action, 6-11 and rolling here in the second half. BJ DeGroat, Brian Butch with you. Underneath, Anderson up and under, gets it to go for La Crosse.
And that was the first time tonight that you saw Jack just kind of beaten. Done a really good job with his feet.
15-point lead for the Titans. What, as far as time-wise, becomes danger time here for La Crosse as Anderson?
Oh, you're in it.
Getting called for.
Yeah, you're in it. You're down. You're down to jump on it. You're down 15 with 5:47 left. You're in danger time.
You got to start to get stops
Yes.
and buckets on the other end. Just confirming danger time.
Yes.
Officially from the
Yeah,
Polar
you
Bear.
you are in it.
Into Minch, catch and shoot. No good, and a rebound.
Great screen action there by Jack Flynn, though.
Here's Hayes. He's got 6 this afternoon for La Crosse. Shot on the baseline is good. Norsha, his second bucket, and I believe Henry Noon
got hit on that screen, and he's hurting a little bit for that earlier possession where Jack Flynn was able to get him on the screen.
Looks like his ankle tweaked just a bit, so he'll head to the bench. Nesheim returns for La Crosse. 66-53. 12-point lead for the Titans. Excuse me, 13-point lead for the Titans. 5.5 to go. Mahoney and Fravor, two-man game at the top of the key. Swing it left side, Peterson. Minch gets it to Flynn. Mahoney a 3 is good. Oh, cold-blooded from Will Mahoney to end that possession. 69-53, the lead for Oshkosh.
Well, again, you look at Oshkosh, right? They've got that left block. Jack Flynn on it, sees that the help side's there. Help comes from Will Mahoney. He spots up. He's shot ready. Splash goes the 3.
Nesheim gets through. Contact coming at the very end by Peterson will send Nesheim to the stripe. La Crosse comes in averaging 76 a game. Titans have held them here to 53 with 4:45 left in the second half. You typically see the scoring average come down once you get into conference play a little bit.
Yeah, just a little bit, right? Again, there are no secrets. Everybody knows each other's strengths, what everyone's trying to do.
The secret is finding that sauce to win on the road. As Nesheim hits it, 69-54. 4:40 left here in the second half. Peterson, right side. Mahoney. Cut off, now gets in the lane. Will flip it up with the left hand. I don't know how he split a couple of defenders there, but he did.
I've been really impressed with Oshkosh defense more than anything, BJ. It's one of those things where they've had active hands. There's been a lot of bodies. There's been a lot of chests.
There you have it. Here, hands on the floor. 12 on the shot clock. Up ahead, a bounce
Great
for
pass.
Nesheim. And he lays it in. Wow, a possession That didn't look like it was going the way for La Crosse. Ends in an easy bucket off the scramble. Under 4 to go. Peterson, Fravert. Driving, flips it with the left and smooth. His first bucket for Adam Fravert comes with 3:44 left in the second half.
And it's all about when you score, right?
Yep.
Not about how much win, and that's a pretty big bucket there.
Back up to 15. Timeout on the floor. We'll take it as well. Titans on top of La Crosse. This is UW-Oshkosh basketball.
Well, Thomas, you've got pre-diabetes. But with more exercise and a change in diet, it can be reversed.
I've tried exercising. It just makes me hungry for bacon.
I love bacon, too. And who really likes to exercise?
Not me.
Me neither.
Nobody. So we're good?
What? Oh, you still have pre-diabetes. Big time.
Fox Communities Credit Union.
Whether you're a first-time homebuyer or building your dream home, Fox helps make I love this place happen. Fox makes it easy to lock in low and go, so you can make I can have my own chickens happen. If you're a first-time homebuyer, Fox offers low closing costs and as little as 3% down, so you can make I can turn the music up as loud as I want happen. Apply today at foxcu.org. Fox Communities Credit Union. Make life happen.
(71-56) the lead for the Titans. We welcome you back into our broadcast here this evening. BJ DeGroat, Brian Butch with you. UW-OshkoshTitans.com, thescorewi.com. Ethan Anderson driving. Here's Tarek Neschheim for the Eagles. Stops and gets it to go. Just kept the pivot foot with the tippy toe planted.
You don't need to be the quickest. You don't need to be much. As long as you got good footwork, man. It's amazing what footwork can do for you on the basketball floor.
15 for Neschheim tonight for La Crosse. That leads the Eagles. Flynn tried to go up with the right hand, but it's knocked away. Taken away.
And finally, La Crosse had some help side on that side pick and roll action.
Norsha's three is way off the mark. Fravert with the rebound. 3 minutes to go in this one. That one would have made it a 10-point game. Mahoney between the rings. Oshkosh looking to work a little time off the clock. Mahoney driving baseline up with the left and gets it to go. Used the body to get right into Seth Anderson and laid it in.
Well, his body, but he used his quickness. Will's done a great job of using his strength. His strength is his quickness. Not trying to do too much, but sticking to what he does really, really well.
Anderson, the jumper, back rim, no good. Fravert clears for the Titans. Ball screen, Flynn and Fravert. A little crossover, Flynn, middle, shot, up and good. Ethan tried to take the charge inside, but Flynn was already into his spin when the contact came. Good no call.
Well, good no call, better finish. You know, there's an example of finishing through contact, BJ, really good.
Norsha on the other end gets the bucket, but a timeout taken immediately from head coach Kent Durbach. And we'll step aside as well. Full timeout, 2 minutes left. Titans with a 15-point lead over La Crosse.
UW-Oshkosh Athletics. Champions train here. Learn here. Develop here. Live here. Champions win here. Titans are champions.
Oh, emojis. I thought the conversation just got dumber.
Ugh, internet trolls, just ignore them.
I like you just the way you are.
I believe in you. She's a hugger. Give her a squeeze.
Help up the hand.
Ah, there you go.
Thanks, mate.
You're killing it, Zane!
(75-60) the lead for the Titans over the Eagles of La Crosse in our WIC opener of the 2019-2020 season. BJ DeGroat alongside Brian Butch. Table side for this one, 2 minutes left. And full court pressure here from the Eagles. Fravert.
Don't want to pick it up there.
Triple team right near us and flips it to Mahoney. Tried to get it inside and it's taken away. So the Eagles get a turnover. Pull up three in transition. Anderson splashes it home. Just like that, down to 12. 140 and rolling. Minch hits it in. Clears to Peterson. Peterson is going to be wrapped up by Ethan Anderson, and this will turn into a free throw contest down the stretch.
Well, this is a situation where you're just trying to extend the game. You know, as long as you're able to make shots and hit threes, which La Crosse just did, you can extend the game.
Sixth team foul on the Eagles, so we're still well away, or we're a foul away, excuse me, from the bonus. Just 3 total team fouls from the Titans here in the second half.
Yeah, and they've done a good job of defending without fouling. It's a huge part of what this game is about.
Minch into Mahoney. 22 on the shot clock. Mahoney in the lane, into the corner. Minch for 3. He is off the mark, but an offensive board by Fravert, who will kick it out. No reset on the shot clock, so 10 to go. Mahoney nearly turned it over, and Minch is wrapped up by Burkhart.
And if you're La Crosse, no need to foul there. The shot clock's down to 7. You've won your battle. Now you let it go. There you foul. It resets. You lose 13 seconds. You send them to the line. Just not a smart basketball play there.
That one's always confused me late when you're trying to get the ball back.
I get being aggressive, but you got to be smart first.
How much of an adjustment was that for you as the ball out of bounds could be last touched by La Crosse?
And that's when, if you're La Crosse, you've got to clamp down. You've got to have 2 guys go in and get Jack Flynn. Instead, nobody does. Jack's able to get a hand on it, and then it goes off of you last.
But as far as an adjustment for you, shot clock wise, and just being aware and cognizant of that from the jump from high school to college.
Oh, not long. You know, we weren't a team that held it in general. Like, we were going to get a shot off in 30 seconds anyways.
Sure.
So for me, it wasn't a problem whatsoever. For me, it was 35 seconds. 35 seconds is a long time. It is a long, long time.
And a discussion at the scores table. The officials once again trying to figure out either clock or shot clock. We'll see if we get an explanation this time. We again talked with the officials right at the half. Score from Eau Claire. Looks like the Bugloads are going to hold on to beat Whitewater 66-59. There's 7 seconds left in that. Don't have a score to report from River Falls between the Falcons and the Pointers. And then coming up tonight in WIAC play, it's UW-Stout on the road at Platteville. Take on the Pioneers. Pioneers will be in action here on Wednesday, a game we'll have for you right here at UW-OshkoshTitans.com. Take a look at that upcoming broadcast schedule. The men at 7:05, and then the women with a couple of games on Saturday and Wednesday. And a run of River Falls and Stevens Point on the men's side, and then a couple on the women's side. Looking forward to a busy January here at Kolf Sports Center. So 20 on the shot clock is where we have settled on, with 1:14 left. And Flynn immediately wrapped up by Hayes, and will head to the stripe. Now,
well, that shouldn't surprise you, as he's shooting 59% from the free throw line.
On the year, the Titans not a team that's going to jump out at you at the free throw stripe, just 62% for the season. So if there is maybe a spot where you take advantage, if you're an opponent of the Titans, it's getting them to the line. It's not necessarily like they can hurt you there. But trailing by 12 with 1:13, a couple here will certainly do the job. Flynn's first is good. Joey Plotz into the ball game for La Crosse, replacing Sam Burkhart. .13 lead for Oshkosh as Flynn back to the stripe. Again, under 60% for the year. We'll get the second one to go. The 2 for 2 for Flynn. Ethan Anderson kicks it out. Hayes, a 3. That's back rim, no good. Anderson the board. Left it short, tapped up, cleared by Fravart. Up ahead, Mahoney will leave it for Flynn, who can't get it to go. And the ball back over to La Crosse.
And that's a freshman mistake, a situation there. And for me, you just hold it out.
And Hayes turns it over.
There
Flynn.
we go. And how quickly you learn, right? I'm
Mahoney.
all for it. So here, this is why I say, right? 2-point game, 4-point game, 6-point game. There's times and situations where you want to grab that basket. But you're up by 14. It's not like you need the points.
Time is
so
more
at that
important
point,
than
you just pull it back out. Exactly.
Time more important than points.
Exactly.
And how quickly you learn on back-to-back possessions
right.
if you're Will Mahoney.
And that's the situation where, hey, I'm all for going to get the basket in a 4-point game, something where maybe you might need some more points. Now you got to go score that as well, right? As soon as he didn't have it, now you've got to be able to pull that back out, get a good possession.
Kind of left his partner Flynn in an awkward spot where he caught it low and then had to figure out something to do with it. So Mahoney gets the first and the second one, 79-63. Feels like all formalities left here in this one. Anderson pull up, 3 is back rim, no good, but an offensive board. Norsha will finally pull it, and that one rattles out. Finally, it's taken away by Minch, and La Crosse will elect to play this one out. Shot clock is dark. Fravert cut off, but gets it to Mahoney, and the freshman has a chance here to dribble this one out. So the Titans, after an up-and-down non-conference season where they come out of it 6-5, open up conference play with a impressive 16-point win over the 5th-ranked Eagles of La Crosse. There you have it, your final, 79-63. The Titans take down UW-La Crosse, Brian.
Yeah, no, I thought they did a great job. You look at what they've done, I think they won the offensive battle on the offensive boards. They were able to get some stuff going in transition. They defended the three-point line really, really well. And I think that's the big thing, is they were able to defend the three-point line. Because they defended the three-point line, they gave themselves a really good opportunity to win, and that's what they did.
So once again, 79-63, your final here from Kolf Sports Center. The Titans beating UW-La Crosse by 16 to open up WIAC play. We'll take a 2-minute break. When we get back, we'll be joined hopefully courtside by Victoria's head coach Matt Lewis for the Titans. Take a break, back with more after this. This is Titans basketball.
Fox Communities Credit Union. Sometimes you can tell when it's time to look for a bigger house. Get the home, the yard, and the loan that will make your dreams and your dogs come true. Talk to the mortgage lending experts at Fox. Get free pre-approval and helpful home buying advice so you can see just how much space you can afford. Let Fox help you with 22 locations and lending experts to make it easy. Visit foxcu.org for details. Fox Communities.
When you're looking for a cutting-edge local company to produce your creative screen-printed or embroidered apparel for your business or team, Creative Imprint in Neenah is that company. Their experienced staff can bring all your ideas to life. They make you part of the experience with their online designing tool that allows customers to design their own t-shirts. That's how they make you part of the experience. Design your t-shirt and place your order online at creativeimprintapparel.com. Experience the difference.
The projects we construct afford us the opportunity to help those in need in more ways than one. And the momentum we create as a team allows us to make an impact greater than any one of us can achieve on our own. We are part of the community. We are where we live. We are Myron Construction.
I'm Tom Julian from the Julian Strategic Alliance Group. I'm inviting you to have my team help you develop your personal, estate, and business planning goals. Let us put together comprehensive financial strategies for your success in every season of your life. Contact us today to get started. We're right on the CE Trail in Kimberly. We can help you establish retirement income goals, work with you on your asset protection allocation, and guide you on future income growth strategies. I would like to meet with you to begin the conversation. Call us. Let's get started.
Welcome back to Kolf Sports Center. Set to join by head coach Matt Lewis of the UW-Oshkosh Titans. Coach, we'll ask you to take that mic.
Thank you.
So a 16-point win to open up conference play. Congratulations.
Thank you.
On Alumni Day, too.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. The guys just played their tails off. Our goal was to play harder than them, and I think our guys accomplished that. It was exciting just to have the alums back. One point with 40 seconds left, I had to get after Flynn a little bit. He was talking to the alums, and I'm yelling at him to stop talking to the alums and listen to me. But they really love having those guys back, and it was fun to have them in the front row there.
One of
the big things that you looked at it was obviously La Crosse, great three-point shooting team, shot at a really good clip. You guys defended the three-point line really well. What were your thoughts on that?
Yeah, they move the basketball incredibly well. They're a ball movement team. They're a drive and kick team, and they're good. I mean, there's a reason they were undefeated coming into this game, and so that was a focal point. But that's a focal point every time you play in WEAC plays. You got to take away rhythm shots. If you give up rhythm shots to good players, you're in for a long night.
I think when people look at your squad coming out of non-conference play, they see 6-5. I know you're probably not happy with the record, but were you happy on where you were at with the team coming out of break? And obviously, you got to be happy with what you see here to start conference play.
Yeah, no question. We learned a lot about ourselves since October 15th. We're playing several new guys, freshmen, a transfer. We have some veteran returners that have been through some battles together, but it was just trying to get those guys to gel. And it's going to be a daily process. Like this obviously is the first game of 14 rounds. We got to be able to flip it and get better the next few days and get ready for Platteville.
Your guys out-rebound La Crosse by 20. 28-48. What does that speak about your kids?
Just toughness, a focal point on it. There's been some games, quite honestly, the ones we've lost this year, we've gotten out-rebound. It's got to be a point of emphasis. You got to rebound the basketball if you want to win in conference play.
Well, you start off with two tough ones as Platteville coming in on Wednesday. We'll see you on Wednesday. Congratulate and go enjoy the win.
Thank you very much, guys. Really appreciate what you're doing.
Matt Lewis, head coach, UW-Oshkosh basketball. They pick up a 79-63 win here over the La Crosse Eagles at Kolf Sports Center this afternoon. Brian, taking a look at final stats. Titans finished 50% from the floor. That's going to win you a lot of ball games, but when you said and you brought the number that's going to jump out, you out-rebound a team by 20. That's the number that jumps out at you.
Well, you out-rebounded by 20, but you also hold La Crosse, who is the fourth best three-point shooting team at 44% from the three-point line, to 18.2%.
4 for 22.
Right, so you're able to defend that. You out-rebound. You combine those two things, and that's why you've got yourself a 16-point win. I mean, you know what the game plan is. The players knew what the game plan was. More importantly, they executed it. And that's the difference, right? Getting guys to buy in is easy, but getting them to execute is always a little bit tougher. They executed, and that's why they walk away with a really quality win here to go 1-0 in WEAC play.
Yeah, it'll open up some eyes as conference play begins. They'll be back in action on Wednesday night, a game we'll have for you right here on UW-OshkoshTitans.com and thescorewi.com as they get set to welcome in UW-Platteville here to Kolf Sports Center. Our coverage will begin at 6:50 on Wednesday night. 7:05 is your tip against UW-Platteville, and then the women will take the showcase and the stage the week after that. So, final thoughts here on this one tonight, Brian, as the Titans coast to a 16-point win to open up conference play.
Yeah, I think, listen, they're defending national champs for a reason, and I think the WEAC should be put on notice to know that, hey, okay, we didn't have the non-conference schedule we wanted, but what we do have is we know what WEAC play is. We're going to come in. We're going to outwork you. We're going to continue to get better. We're going to continue to improve. To out-rebound La Crosse by 20 rebounds is a huge number, but to execute the plan, this is a team that knows what they need to do in WEAC play to get them ready for tournament play.
Well, certainly gets them ready here with a 16-point win at home to start the conference season. That will do it for us here this evening. For our camera operator, Adam Van Handel, producer, engineer, Matt Hendrickson, broadcast partner tonight, Brian Butch. I'm BJ DeGroat. Hoping you have a fantastic rest of your Saturday night and a great rest of the weekend ahead. Once again, your final score, Titans 73, Eagles 63. To open up WIAC conference play. This has been a Woodward Radio Group presentation of UW-Oshkosh basketball.